little bit of help, perhaps, from the tusk of Kuroki to make those plays happen.
Alrighty, game 3. This is a pretty big game. If LFY can win this, they're close. I want to say, like, maybe not 100% guaranteed to be in the top 3 in the main event, but very close to it. And they've beaten 2 of the tougher teams in their group at that point. So they would have, what, Na'Vi and...
Secret?
Yeah, Na'Vi Secret left.
Easy, gods. Easy.
I mean, on paper, easier matchups than Liquid OG. I'd say coming into this event, you ask who the 2 toughest teams in this group would be, you'd say OG 1, Liquid 2. So
they really likes that line.
Well, here we go. For Liquid, opening series, still got a lot of games left to play.
Teams will trot on out and see some deep wards planted down by the Ench. GH looking to set himself up for early aggression. And Kuroki with the Oov nice and early will be looking to assist in that regard.
Yep. Likes this build, seeing it time and time again. Ench playing very selflessly, just with the sentry, and I think GH is going to go up to try and de-ward, but I'm going to say it's going to miss this one and put it on the cliff, yeah. Well played by Earth Spirit, baiting out that sentry. So he had this other dire ward, sees the centaur coming, and then rolls away, pretending the ward's on that cliff, but he actually had it in a less expected spot, and they're pinging the lane. They still don't know where it is. They now think it's a lane ward, so he has completely juked them with that one.
Well, 1 horn ain't enough. We've got some extra trumpets to signal the start of this game as LFY get involved. Bounty runes already grabbed the 2-for-2 exchange there, and now the creeps rolling out. So it is indeed the offlane Elder Titan with the assistance of Afu early on. It'll be an anti-mage Tusk dual lane. Generally, anti-mages like playing against melee heroes, but can he deal with the raw punching power of Elder Titan early?
Not too well. You get the Astral on multiple heroes, you get on the creep wave, and you right-click incredibly hard, so I'm going to say this is going to be a pretty tough lane for Matu. And he's already hit the neutrals, he'll come back. I didn't actually hit the anti-mage with that one, maybe.
Still 100 damage per punch, so I am going to have to respect that.
Absolutely. You're not really able to last hit against this, you got to respect him, and we'll see whether or not Enchantress comes to gank early to try and deal with this.
Oh, Liquid in pretty deep. Kuro, that stapler is not something to be trifled with. Still hitting for 100 a pop. The Elder Titan picks paying off as he will pause. He's lagging, apparently. Kuro has a TP. Can Kuro make it out of here in time?
Yeah, it's really bad luck if he lags at that time, because that's when you're getting juked in the trees and you have to make every click perfectly. So very unfortunate timing for ET. It did look like he kind of messed up when they were chasing as far as the positioning and where he was getting juked in the trees. So
apparently both teams are lagging.
Kuro's salving, so he's more than likely going to live here, in fact. Depends if Afu hits another roll.
Even if he lives, though, that means Matu is not going to be farming much at all while Kuro's gone. So it falls to the Ench, like you said. Does GH just have to commit to that bottom lane early?
He may have to make his first smoke move there. Mid lane, Death Prophet is a hero that could be somewhat exposed to rotations. A double neutral gank on mid with a Cold Snap Sunstrike is almost a guaranteed kill, so I guess it's where you lay your priority. Securing Anti-Mage's farm or winning Invoker's lane. I think you could make arguments for both at this point, but I almost want to say this bottom lane is maybe a bit more important. You know Miracle 1v1, yeah, he won't get the kills, but he can still do just fine. It's not like he's being pressured. You may as well stabilize your safe lane and have mid lane still going fine. And then you've got 2 lanes going how you hope them to go, and you can play off of that. If you gank mid, then you're winning mid lane, but you've got bottom lane perhaps in trouble.
And this Elder Titan just feels like he's a matchup problem for Liquid's dual lane there, even early. Do you remember the good old days when Elder Titan first came onto the scene? It was Bulba who introduced the solo mid Elder Titan. Remember that? You used to be able to one-shot the ranged creep once you hit level... Was it level... Did you need full level 8? You just one-shot it with the spirit, I want to say.
Maybe
and so
level 7 even, but...
You would always push the wave, control the runes.
Yeah. You go this 4-0-4 build, or 0-4-4 build, whatever the order of the spells is.
Nobody took Stomp back then. Times have changed.
To think Astral Spirit does 150 damage now. Back then, I want to say at level 4 it did
A lot more.
280 or something. It did a ridiculous amount of damage. The old Elder Titan. He's received his fair share of nerfs over the years, but still.
Felt like a very broken hero concept back then. They really had to tweak the crap out of the numbers to bring him back into a reasonable footing. As Kuro will go for the TP. He's going to make it out. He still takes a punch, though.
Yep.
And he's all the way back to the wall. So, again, this is going to make life a little harder for Matu. But the Ench creep has arrived. Number 1, the Hellbear Smasher, clapping and forcing him back. So, Ench committing 1 creep there. Now going to bring her hero through the woods, continue farming. So, it seems like this will be a tri-lane bottom, so to speak, to help out.
Yeah, that Hellbear is...
going for a first blood here. Afu has to pop the Fairy Fire just to ensure he's safe. Is there a Sunstrike yet for Miracle? No, he's already duking it out with Super. Taking a bit of a beating, but giving back almost as good as he's getting.
Yeah, a lot of action going on there early. GH now has a couple of creeps he can actually be effective with out of the jungle.
Scary time for Death
Does he have
Prophet,
a
especially
smoke?
with the snowball initiation that Kuro can bring. I don't even know if you need the smoke. There is a Hill Ward. It's not going to scout them just yet, though. And now it does, but Super's not reacting to this in time. Cold Snap's there. Troll Trap comes through. Shards as well. Didn't actually go for the snowball level 1. And see you later, buddy. So Miracle gets the help simultaneously. Matu got the help. Things are stabilizing quite nicely in Liquid Land Gods.
Yep. He managed to make sure Anti-Mage isn't getting owned bottom just from 1 Hellbear, and then he takes the other 2 creeps to kill mid. So talked about like the decision between securing bottom lane or ganking mid. Well, he finds a way to do both, and it didn't require ganking bottom, just sends a creeps down there and focuses his efforts more on winning mid. So really nicely done by GH.
GH definitely taking over. And Ench, again, like every Ench game we've seen pretty much without exception has been just lanes absolutely slaughtered by Bambi. Who knew the deer had such a killer instinct?
There's a double damage rune on Earth Spirit. He may actually be able to snipe this courier. The timing is right at the 3-minute mark. He wants to hit it before 3 minutes, and he will. At 2:59, he snipes the courier.
Oh, takes out the tangos.
It's all about the money with courier kills.
You want mid lane. Super getting punished. Miracle's getting a good start as Invoker. Ooh, the help from the Enchantress again. Miracle Invoker. I mean, that alone is scary, him having a good start. Then there's an Anti-Mage farming well in this game. Courier kill is nice, but still it's Liquid leading here in the net worth department. And now they're going to make their move onto the bottom lane. This Elder Titan gets corralled by the shards, gets body blocked further by the Anti-Mage, brought very low with a snowball finisher. Kuro kicks it home.
Yep. I've seen Kuro be very effective on the roaming Tusk in all 3 games.
Afu has his work cut out for him, right? Because you've got a Tusk and an Ench who can both make plays in the laning stage. Meanwhile, there's a Disruptor here. DDC is not going to be really rotating at this stage, so it feels like there's just too much that Afu has to get done.
Miracle denies the Hellbear. They were like trying to Spirit Siphon. They even used a Boulder Smash, and he's like, oh, you want this Hellbear? No. Question mark.
Get it.
Afu with an Invis rune. Nice rune to get, but not sure whether he'll be able to too easily find kills at bottom lane with the ET, who has got a little bit of mana to play around with.
GH now making his first creep appearance up top, is harassing the Weaver, quietly doing all right. 21 CS, not really shutting
Bottom
down
lane,
mind
by the way,
control
Kuro is getting pummeled by Mr. Elder Titan. But
oh! Not enough.
Over Venom? Oof, jeez. He went in and almost he 2-shotted him down to a 3rd HP. Kuro, just deny yourself maybe if you can. But
kick! Oh, he walks right back into it. That was a tough volley of spells to deal with. His Matu chases him down, has the boots, but so too does Afu.
As much damage as ET does there, he had a creep wave coming to his tower. Dying as that creep wave is about to reach you is definitely not worth it, obviously, because he doesn't get the kill. But even if you get the kill and then you die to the Anti-Mage, it would have also not been a good trade.
Poor Superman. Jesus Christ. Kuro's ganking him. Creeps are coming in. Miracle's already been fed.
He's just going to hit level 5 when Invoker's almost level 7, or more than halfway to level 7.
Death Prophet is not the best comeback hero, gods.
Not at all.
This hero needs a lot of levels, a lot of farm, has a very long cooldown ultimate that you can't afford to waste. I mean, pretty much the only thing I can think of that can get DP back in a game normally is like sneaking Roshan with the ult, but that is something Liquid have great scouting tools for, with the Tusk Sigil, the Ench Creeps, the Forge Spirits, and I mean, that's still a long way off for them. This tower's in jeopardy. Mid lane, rolling comes from Apu. He will connect on the kick, but Kuro's here. I don't really know that they can go for this. They're going to try for Miracle. They even bring in the Disruptor, who's been out of the picture, but the Snowball buys Miracle some much-needed time. Shards coming through. Miracle still trapped, though. This is a crucial kill, and LFY do secure it. Man, they needed that +1. Afu almost died, but even had he, it would have been worth it. And back team might. Tomato coming your way, but even a catapult rolling into the mid lane. Just GH everywhere. This guy is out of control, and we're not even looking at the hero right now.
Yeah, they'll pop the shrine together. Their Spirit's like, just guys, clear the way. I just want to use this shrine. Sunstrike not available until he respawns, so we'll not get a chance to go for that kill. But a nice rotation. Tusk is... Kuro's so good with this snowball. Actually dodges the glimpse with it there, but unfortunately the only target to snowball to was the enemy creep, so he still had to go forward and put the Invoker once again in a tough position. So
nice forward here, by the way, by LFY. But it's the double Cardi strat, gods.
Jeez, he's going to have a lot of
with the
pushing
DD
power.
rune to boot.
This is what we saw AUI doing at Manila, just picking up these siege creeps
Super
and
catapults.
running around the map, pushing towers.
But it can be punished elsewhere. Miracle on his own does have that casual point in Wex, waiting for the invoke cooldown. Not gonna matter. There was a sentry on DDC anyway, so down he goes again. Alpha maybe gonna look for the tower trade when they see the Cardis converge. All the while, Matu is freely farming here. Centaur doing all right in his own. And yeah, the siege begins.
Each doing about close to 50 damage per hit on the tower. It's definitely something you have to respect. Give them enough time and they will take it, but mid lane, Death Prophet Exism trying to force a defense there. Just gets a glyph for now, no real damage. And
Mind Control might be in trouble, Monet. Forcing out the TP. Will we contend with that?
haven't seen too much out of this top lane since it's been a Centaur versus Weaver matchup. Weaver doing a pretty good job of zoning Centaur, slowing down his level 6 a little bit. Is ET hitting level 6 before the Centaur? If they had Stampede, you could have like saved the Invoker mid lane, among other things. So definitely well played by the Weaver in this lane. But Centaur has some pretty good CS though.
Yeah, all of Liquid's core is farming reasonably well. The supports about even. Where we have seen like at times AUI 2000 is way up there in core levels of farm. That is not the case for GH this time. So putting more eggs in the anti-mage Invoker baskets.
Yeah, I think rightfully so. You can't be playing the let's carry my team Enchantress game when you've got anti-mage Invoker. Those are not heroes that will sit by happily in the middle of the net worth charts. A lot of heroes converging around this mid lane, but it does look like Kuro will not go into this Disruptor who's recently showing up. Ooh, glimpse.
There's the glimpse on the Miracle to start things off. They don't have a Static Storm yet, but they are bringing in the Earth Spirit. Snowball, the counter to the rolling boulder. The +1 plays, and now the Stampede 2. Miracle, he's got a lot of friends, even GH during the party. Matumba Man coming in as well. Has the mana void, but no mana forward. Sunstrike there to set up on DDC, going splat. Disruptor down. Cooked Raptor for dinner. Well, they just brought basically 5, I want to say. Mind Control not TPing, but literally every ability committed to save Private Miracle.
I mean, LFI brought the Weaver, which in their minds was going to be enough to get the Invoker kill, but yeah, there was just that one extra from Liquid to make sure things went okay for them. ET wasn't there, he was sticking around at bottom, but does still have some good farm. Like where
I think Super's wondering why he doesn't get that many TPs.
Yeah. It's like, man, what do I
His
gotta
Elder
do?
Titan's just busy hitting creeps in the bottom lane.
He's probably thinking next time he's going to tell his drafter to pick some offlaner that can help without being there. Pick me Centaur for my offlaner.
Clockwork even.
Yeah.
Something, really, anything.
Offlane
Matumba
Tree
Man.
and Protector.
Yeah.
Living armor me.
Oh, that sounds gross. Matumba Man is going to be forced to blink away. That does potentially open the way for some big push opportunities, except, well, Elder Titan and way too far. Super with the Exorcism going, wants to siege this tower, but it's a 3v1. This is a little dangerous, Super. There's a Sunstrike to worry about. He sticks around, and he may well pay getting the Spirit Siphon off. Now the Shards coming through. Sunstrike's there. He's going to try to juke them, but he walks right back into the Stomp, the double edge, the Mana Void. Down he goes. That was just sloppy.
Yeah. No friends in the neighborhood. He saw all 3 heroes. Just backed off.
He is an older player, gods. The senility might be setting in.
Losing his eyesight. He thought one of those colors was a teammate, perhaps. You know.
Boy, can I relate to that. I mean, LFY have good heroes in theory to join these early fights. It's, you know, it's Weaver's fantastic. Elder Titan with levels offers a lot, but it seems like they're not as interested in these larger scale rotations.
Yeah, Monet was perhaps just... he didn't look like he was in fighting shape, had low health and mana, but with Earth Spirit sitting in the mid lane trying to get his level 6, it was not an available option as well. But now they've got level 6 on supports, and I feel like LFY want to use smokes and get that first magnetized static storm going. You don't want to play passively now that you've hit 6 on these heroes. That's the one big thing I like about LFY's draft is they have this very early game timing where they can make some very effective rotations off of level 6 on supports. For Liquid, level 6 Tusk, level 6 Enchantress, these aren't really as high impact as what the Dire side have.
But there's also a lot more pressure on LFY to make those early fights count because Liquid have the superior split push, the superior flash farm potential with the Invoker, and eventually Battle Fury Anti-Mage.
And then the superior late game to go with that. So you want to take towers and apply pressure to Liquid and not let them get to that late game with Invoker plus Anti-Mage.
And a big part of that pressure is using the Death Prophet all wisely. She's going to get jumped in the top lane. Afu is there in reserve, gets up the first Spirit Siphon. Now looking for the turnaround. And not too well. Back away, a good kick by Afu. He connects on 2. Now the Glimpse back sets it up with the Vision as well. And GH pays the Piper into the waiting arms of an Elder Titan. Stomp down he'll go. Would have loved a core kill, but they'll take it. Meanwhile, Monet is pressuring this bottom lane.
Yep. It's been sent off alone for a little bit. It looks like he's kind of happy to keep someone down there, but won't be able to keep up with a free farming Invoker.
Nor with an Anti-Mage.
Yeah.
That's one of the weaknesses of Weaver is, you know, for a while we were seeing like more Midas pickups just to compensate for the hero's lack of flash farm. But
Ooh, they are going to try and slow down this Invoker and kill one of the most farmed heroes of the map, though.
Oh,
Big
super! Get me out of here. Snowball rolling just a split second.
The jump on Miracle Bottom. Nice roll from Afu will land.
Let's get caught out. Static Storm committed. Magnetize and a whole lot of hate sprinkled on top. LFY will bring him down, but they don't have the Death Prophet here to transition into a quick tower push.
Yeah, a bit of damage perhaps, but nothing significant.
That is like all their push gods for now. I mean, their tower hitting potential is very weak for LFY aside from Exorcism. But hero kill potential, that they have in spades. They're going to find GH again, and they're going to kill GH again. Still not finding these big core kills aside from that Invoker pick, but they're getting a lot in general and keeping it close.
I think it's working out pretty well for them. How they've used these level 6s has been very good. Instantly, they just smoked up, got some kills in the top lane. They went bottom then with another smoke, found some more kills, and LFY are now going to start getting some towers with this Exorcism.
Liquid wanting to fight. Kuro's going to commit directly onto that Exorcism. The TPs come in.
Silence.
Here comes the rotation, but GH TPs right into the waiting arms of Super, who does get off a good Spirit Siphon. Miracle now forced back. Enchantress again on an island. The Mana Void ineffective, and Matumba's got to run. Kuro's in trouble now too. Throwing out the shards and trying to stall as best he can. Looks like he's going to be going down. Another kick from Afu. Another kill for him too. The Centaur living on a fraction of an HP. Not even sure how Mind Control ended up here, to be honest.
He needs mana. He's close.
In danger. The raindrops.
I think they know he was low, but didn't quite realize just how low on mana he was to TP out. That fight came down to an Afu silence on the Invoker. If that silence wasn't there instantly, Invoker was looking to come in and back up the Tusk initiation with he had Chaos Meteor and Sunstrike invoked. That would have been enough damage to burst down Super during the Exorcism, but because of the silence, he didn't get to cast either of those spells. And even though they don't kill the Invoker during the silence, they just care about keeping Death Prophet alive. So great individual play from Afu.
Yeah, Liquid fighting into Exorcism. That was not a fight you would typically expect them to take. But Liquid were looking to catch LFY off guard. Didn't end up working out. Still, though, Matumba Man quietly farming, and so too Miracle despite the death. Leaders in net worth by a slight margin. LFY playing around these Death Prophet ultimate cooldowns.
Yeah.
And by the way, we do see another drums pickup. Super is really favoring this item.
It's pretty strong at the moment. And while LFY played around the early level 6 timing on supports, Liquid are now going to play around this central blink. They've just picked it up. They're going to start looking for some initiation.
Super, pop your drums, my friend. Ooh, he jukes his way to safety. Now the Stampede is down and the chase is on. Monet onto Mind Control, trying to get a bit of vision. They'll deploy the Swarm. They'll give him the old sucky, and then the pullback too. Boulder is waiting again. Afu with the follow-up and LFY with the punish. Nice pick-off by them, and perhaps, Gods, that was the drums, just out of range for the Centaur.
It was a costly mistake from Centaur. It's a straightforward idea. You blink, you stun with the Stampede slow, and then you set up a Sunstrike.
Miracle could be in danger here. Afu comes in. Hey, buddy. Vision is there, however, the Boulder smash off the mark. Now the Swarm comes through. Still they look to chase. Miracle juking his way through the trees. Doesn't have too many tools in his arsenal, but maybe it's enough. DDC even a lending assist with the glimpse. They pull him back. They punch him down. They kill him off too. Another big kill. LFY keep the hits coming. But still, Liquid leading slightly in net worth.
Yeah, there's always like one of these big carries farming, and an Anti-Mage and Invoker is going to flash farm a lot faster than what we're seeing out of the Weaver. Problem is,
this is before the Battle Fury, before the BOTs on Invoker.
It is, but at what point are they ready to fight is still, I think, the big question for Liquid, and it really feels like LFY are finding a really good timing here. They're taking objectives, they're getting map control, and even though Invoker and Anti-Mage are going to hit their items and get farmed, whether or not they can actually match up well is going to take a lot longer. Like being able to outfarm LFY in the early to mid game is one thing, but getting to Anti-Mage having, I want to say 3 big items like Battle Fury, Manta +1. It's kind of where you need to be before you can be fantastic in a team fight. It's going to be tough. So that's going to come down to Liquid making some moves with his Centaur Blink, setting up some Sunstrike kills, having like Centaur, Tusk, and Enchantress go for some smoke plays or something along those lines.
LFY. What's next for them? You mentioned it's going to be a while Liquid farm these items. Do they need to go for a Roshan soon? Are they just content farming? What items or levels are they waiting on?
Let's see you pick a top.
Yeah, looks like Elder Titan get caught out.
I don't think there's any major ones they're waiting on.
Oh, the plays, the plays, the plays, the plays.
Easy peasy. Inflame knows what's up, and
that's the power of the bracers.
Smoke from LFY. They're actually going to try catch the Anti-Mage for once, who is at bottom, but he's fairly tucked away.
However, timely silence here could spell a lot of trouble for Matu.
He's in the trees, though.
Super shows himself, and Matu gets cold feet. Boulder smash?
No.
Not going to happen.
ET pinged right on top.
Oh.
That was, you know, we talked about deciphering pings. That was like 10 pings being spammed, like here, 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 here. He was, I think he either caught a glimpse or knew exactly where he would have blinked to, and Afu did not listen to his teammate, Mr. Elder Titan, about where to throw that Boulder Smash. It's also tough because if you Boulder Smash and he's not TPing, he'll TP after the Boulder Smash, so would have been, ideally you just want to roll in and see what's going on.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, guys.
Thank you, Michael Scott.
Yeah. Well, TP's out in the end. LFY, do you have the Atos now complete on Super? Actually going for some Rod of Atos gaming here.
Yeah.
They will be building 2.
Damn.
AUI will be proud.
It's got a lot of buffs. Look how tanky this Elder Titan is. He's got 1880 hit points on Strength Treads.
Well, you mentioned last game, like, support Elder Titan is probably not going to be walking into a Terrorblade. This Elder Titan's going to be walking right into the middle of Team Liquid.
He's quite happy to apply that physical damage amp up nice and close. Provide for the Death Prophet to do some physical. The Weaver amplify his physical damage.
Liquid, are you actually thinking about this?
This seems ill-advised, unless Invoke can get a perfect combo.
Anti-Mage not TPing in yet. They're going to smoke and make their way towards the pit. The shards are there. The Rosh is low. Weaver, the only one caught by that initial tornado. EMP crashes through. He's going to time-lapse off and into Mind Control. Who's there with the stomp? However, he gets quickly punished. Aegis is grabbed by Super, the last hit as well. And then some kills. Icing on the cake and more to follow with the glimpse back. It's a quick triple for LFY. Liquid with a very questionable jump there, Gods. Even had they stolen the Aegis, I think they still get crushed in that fight. No Anti-Mage. Invoker only throwing like a couple of spells from range, but they were very half-assed about that engagement.
The only way that works is if LFY are poorly positioned and grouped in the pit and all get caught by that, like Tornado, EMP into like Chaos Meteor, but they tuck the Death Prophet outside the Roshan pit, leave Weaver in there alone, and it's a good time-lapse from Weaver. He just makes sure he gets his mana back after the EMP. He pops the wand, he time-lapses, gets his mana back, and yeah, the Centaur hits him after a time-lapse, but you can't follow up on the Centaur. Invoker's used his spells. You've got a Static Storm to cover him. It's a very easy turnaround.
Oh, the Atos thrown out with a vengeance as Afu searches for Matu. He will TP away to safety. Meanwhile, Mind Control, 50 seconds cooldown here, and the Swarm is going to find him. Blinks even deeper, so trying to buy a little space. Afu clearing the path. He rolls his way forward into the waiting arms. However, he may have sacrificed himself with the Sunstrike combination. No, it's LFY with the numbers. They'll save Afu. The Sunstrike's not quite enough, and they're already setting up for their next kill, perhaps. Things come out towards top. The TP's DDC. Moving in. They're going to bring reinforcement. They've got eyes on Miracle. This is a crucial kill. Static Storm committed. They don't have the vision here to glimpse him back from the looks of things. Where's that detection? They do crack the dust open now, and now they engage on the Miracle Sunstrike way off the mark. Snowball forward by Kuro. Charge as well. They will get DDC, so a quick sacrifice. But Miracle getting pounded by this early pickup of a Diffusal Blade. Monet carves him up.
Oh, very nicely played bottom lane. We'll see what Super can do. Ultimate coming back up now.
And he's got the Aegis. He can really go for this if he wants to. Spirit Siphon now going with the Exorcism as well and diving into Kuroki. They don't have the Invoker for this fight. Kuro charges right into Afu. Where you going, buddy? Not very far from the looks of things. LFY, take him down too. Gods, we have seen some incredible Miracle Invoker games. I don't recall him dying this much in any of them. 1 in 5.
So tough to play with an Anti-Mage on your team because the way Anti-Mage and Invoker play is they're very similar heroes, like in terms of gameplay. Obviously, the way the mechanics work for the hero incredibly different. One throws a ton of spells, but they're both very split push heavy. They both need a lot of farm to come online. And I look at the scale for late game. You don't draft these heroes together. I imagine
you wanted 3 items on the AM. He's got 1 right now.
I imagine these two heroes' win rate together is sub 50% and probably very, very low.
LFY just taking this massive barrage of spells and then withstanding their ground as they charge onto Miracle. The Diffusal Blade again working its magic. Big stomp by Mind Control. Will it be enough though? No, Miracle dies for a 6th time. Protect your Invoker, lads. Liquid are late to the fight. Still an Aegis for 2 minutes for Super. He'll limp back. I just can't believe how much damage Monet continues to dish out. He's already chewed through 6 Diffusal Blade charges. Finally he'll go down. Super comes back for round 2. Maybe they can kill him off. Oh, not a very effective Mana Void, but every little bit helps here, and they will score the kill. Now the TP out by Afu makes it back towards safety, so LFY getting a bit impatient. They lose their 2 biggest cores. They fight without the Elder Titan, who was off top. And they do get a bit punished.
Got a tier 3, but yeah, it was like a couple thousand gold swing and a lot of experience as well for those kills that they gave up. But the good news is they can take down these shrines. Perhaps play around the next Roshan with the map control they get off of that. But definitely overall still a game in a very good position for LFY with how these... Overall, how the last few fights have gone. And once they're all going for these BKBs. It looks like they really want to end this game fast. Triple BKBs queued up on the course.
Playing on their own, though. Meanwhile, we'll see Elder Titan getting caught out. Looks like he's going to go down simultaneously. Matu in a bit of trouble. Gets glimpsed back into the Static Storm. Is there follow-up damage here? The Swarm comes through. They're going to purge him as well. Good timing on the silence. Followed by Afu. Should be enough to net the kill. Matu's out of mana, out of options. And in the grave, 6 feet under. So Anti-Mage finally slowed down. A big pick there.
Yep. That is... nice to get him. You've been killing Miracle time and time again. This Anti-Mage is starting to split push his way back into the game for Team Liquid, and you find him, you kill him once, you free up the map to push out some lanes, get some more farm, finish these BKBs, and then decide your next moves. Whether that's taking the next Roshan, trying to break through some of these other outer towers. You've still got 2 towers in this top lane to go through. But do imagine LFY will not want to take their foot off the accelerator right now.
And the big thing about that push is killing these shrines off, as you mentioned. So they'll lose 1 here in their jungle. Their ability to project force very restricted already. Got to imagine that Rosh Shrine is next on the menu. Mind Control, use it while you can.
Yeah, this is the stage where it's like, forget using it for team purposes. We just got to use it.
Oh, Miracle. Death number 7 on the horizon. And normally a lucky number. Not this time, though.
It's a bit of a...
Oh, God. Just lost AM, now losing Invoker. It's a bit of a trade here. Matsu found DDC, but, I mean, still LFY happy with that.
Yeah, it feels like a little bit of a tilty play for Miracle to be farming there alone, but obviously and just banking on there not being a ward there. Problem is, ward scouts him out, easy kill, easy setup.
I mean, it's like you said, it's an AM with an... Or, sorry, it's an Invoker with an AM on his team. Back when Miracle used to play... the Invoker a lot, like for OG, for example, he usually had a Space Creator in No-Tail's hands, and he was the true 1 position. It's different.
Oh, we'll get tier 2 tower mid. Still Liquid doing a good job taking some towers themselves, but it's only doing so much to free up the map.
I really feel that sense of urgency from LFY gods. Like, as soon as they get these kills, it's straight to a tower, straight to Roche. The items they're building now, you see BKBs stacking up. Force Staff was grabbed by Elder Titan. I think was looking to build a BKB previously,
Hey,
though.
he changed his mind, it looks like.
Yeah, but they don't want this game to go 40, 50 minutes. They want to win these couple of fights, take the next Roche, and look for their first lane of Rax.
Having at least one Force Staff on a team to save a teammate who gets gone on by a Centaur.
Centaur initiation here. Oh, that damage split. They will get the kill, but Mind Control pays the piper. Again, trading the cores for Disruptor is not the ideal scenario. As Apu finds Matu. This bottom lane seems slightly cursed for him. The Magnetize comes through. Super already committed his own silence, and with the follow-up damage, they get him again. Another death for the AM. The chain feeds for these carries, stacking up 9 deaths between the two of them.
I love how you described the sense of urgency, because it really is just how fast-paced they're playing. The tempo at which LFY, they get a kill mid, then they're instantly bottom lane, TPing with the Exorcism to get that secondary kill. They're just so fast moving around the map.
So they really have the firepower to kill this Elder Titan. With the Cold Snap, the control they do, Apu not quite able to get there in time. If he had the BKB, though, that is a very different story, so... Definitely feels like his next item he's going to want.
Yeah, I like the Force Staff because we're seeing like the Centaur, Blink Stun, Sunstrike follow-up, and it means if any of your teammates gets gone on by Centaur Stun, you just Force Staff them and you dodge the Invoker spells. Force Staff is very good against Invokers, Sunstrike, Chaos Media, Deafening Blast combo, if you can time it right. So definitely a good item to have, and I think he's realized his supports weren't really farming it in a good time. So, see where LFI would go next. The Roche will be coming up sometime in the next 3 minutes. And it will be a medium-sized minute-and-a-half respawn.
So another BKB was snagged. Monet bought his. Now, Diffusal level 2 coming. All very mid-game items for this team. The Lincoln's about to be purchased by Super. Certainly, he is a time bomb to the Mana Void, so can't argue with that, but... Liquid going for the ultra late game items and approach. LFY, the mid game. It does feel like this next Roche and then time to take a lane of Rax if you're LFY.
LFY's all on the same page, so like I feel like Monet's really stepped it up. He had a rough game 2 on the Bristleback. Game 1, his Terrorblade couldn't really do a whole lot, and we're seeing here a very active, present Weaver. Much like Super on the Death Prod, I feel like this is the one game where everyone on LFY is showing up and is delivering. ET's been picked a few too many times alone, but I really like what he did in this off lane. This build he's going is very creative, something unusual that we're just not used to seeing. That really does kind of...
I also feel like we haven't seen LFY's true firepower, because Elder Titan has not been with the team in very many fights, but when Death Prophet marches up to the Rax and the ET is sitting right behind her, you got the Force Staff save to help out. You also have that ton of extra damage. Liquid are pretty much going to be forced to rat, it feels like. No Centaur Ags. I mean, no real team fight potential to speak of. It's just Miracle.
Yep, they're going to push down this top lane now. Antimage wasn't even fully committed to this bottom lane split push since there were a lot of heroes still missing. He's very scared of getting picked off. Now he's got his Manta style. He's a little bit more protected. He can at least Manta out of a Death Prophet silence. May still get caught by a glimpse into Static Storm, though.
Always has to respect that.
Yep. And they use this top push to get a Tier 1 into a Shrine, so they don't really care about this Tier 2. They care more about Roshan, so taking the Shrine, setting up for Roche is going to be the big
I'm seeing this
goal
Miracle
for them.
Wants to take a Tier 2 back. He'll lob out the Tornado. Not able to finish it, though. Yeah, it's all like you said, all about Roche control, and Roche is controlled by LFY now.
Yeah, they got the ulti for Death Prov. Don't know if they want to commit that or not. Oh, Monet
on the
hunting, yeah.
Very confident.
There's a Radiant Sentry and Obzo, so they see him moving around.
They have to completely chain stun him with this BKB.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have the burst.
The really dangerous part about anti-mage split pushing is you like blink in, and if you get caught by this sleep, that's a 5-second duration where people can TP in on you. So even just an ET being bottom can threaten to kill you off.
And he's got no solution for the glimpse right now, really, to speak of.
With that said, ET is not at the Roshan pit. We've seen this before where he's not with the team when he needs to be.
Last time Liquid did this, it didn't go so hot, but this time they get the 3 hero stop! Wham! Bam! Thank you, ma'am. Death Prophet dead. Monet pops the BKB. The Roche is low. Can they steal it too? Matu does manage to get the last hit on the Roche. However, the Aegis goes the way of Monet, so looking to salvage this fight a little bit. Monet's going to die once. He might die a second time. Mind control completely controlling LFY with the perfect timing on the follow-up stomp. Will force Monet on his heels. The cold snaps there. Monet scurrying back. There's a Death Prophet buyback, but really what does it matter with the Exorcism being down? Liquid snatching victory perhaps from the jaws of defeat. LFY have no way to follow this stomp up. Oh my god, that stomp was money.
They were so disciplined last time they took out Roche. This time, grouped up for a 3-man stomp. You can pair that to the first Roche fight. 1-man stomp, Invoker had some follow-up, didn't really do a whole lot. This time around, 3-man stomp into full Invoker combo. ET not at the Roshan pit. That was just poorly executed from LFY. If you're going to do that without the AT, at least have a solo Weaver in the pit like they did last time. Have Death Prophet and Weaver split up so they can't both get caught in the stomp. Super has to position such that he doesn't get burst down, but he didn't get to use his BKB. If he BKBs there, he survives through all that damage, but it just wasn't to be, and LFY got too cocky. They thought they had Roche uncontested, but Liquid surprised them.
That time Liquid brought Miracle as well. They had the follow-up to the stomp. Last time didn't even really connect, but this time not only did it connect, but the fire rained down from above. So all of a sudden, time bought as Vatu was farming the whole while and basically has a completed BKB. Suddenly LFY silences, they're not scary. They don't have an Aghanims on Disruptor, nor is one even close, so they really have no solution for an AM BKB aside from waiting it out. They're just not a chain stun lineup, and they feel that sense of urgency, Gods. They are going to try and breach the base now, committing onto the bottom lane.
Yep, they want to force the issue. They've got an exposed Rax, they've got an Exorcism. Level 3 Exorcism with a BKB on Death Prophet. They want to try and take this fight. Main thing is not grouping up for that Centaur stun. Problem is Antimate split pushing mid. They got to be fast about this.
They do throw out the Swarm for now, and they get the jump of Miracle, but remember, Rax are the true objective here.
Oh, great
Will
Static
they find
Storm.
the opening? Great Static Storm, Kinetic Field combination at Super. Marches in with the Ghost there. They chew through 2. They're going to make it 3. I don't know if Matu's pushing fast enough. Already TPing back is Afu, who's going to look to stall him down. He silences him. Manta Style and BKB both available. He's fine for now. The buyback's coming out as everybody looks to rejoin the fray. GH committing his for now. The full lane of Rax caved in, and LFY sounding the retreat. They'll TP out Monet first and foremost. He makes it home to safety. Matu engaging, trying to fight his way through this. He hasn't killed off Afu. Will he blink forward to collect that kill? No, he blinks back to safety, and away he goes. Meanwhile, bottom lane, only the Disruptor down in the mid. It looks like the rest should be able to retreat. Perhaps they'll grab the Elder Titan, who is toting the gem. So a decent pick off, and Mind Control connects with the stop. Mid 4 staff, they do lock him down for now, but he's just too tanky.
Yeah.
He makes it away, so they get a ranged Rax advantage out of it. They do force a buyback. They also kill off the Invoker. So a decent win for LFY.
Yeah, I think they're okay with that. Ideally, they tried so hard to defend their melee Rax. Earth Spirit TP back early, was throwing the Yule Scepter, was doing everything to delay the Anti-Mage, but with a BKB, he ultimately couldn't really stop Matu just BKBing, taking the Rax, and then TPing out. So it wasn't like the dream result for them, but I think in terms of the big picture, it is still acceptable. And it's what they're going to do now with the next Exorcism. They have to make everyone count. They're going to have it back up another 40 seconds. They need to keep on going and forcing the issue at the Liquid base.
Definitely not over. Liquid are ratting effectively. Their split push ramps up the longer the game goes on. They have the 3 items you wanted from Matu and well on his way to a 4th. Miracle, yeah, he's been struggling a bit, but he's still up there in net worth, even with the Death Prophet. And LFY look to seize the initiative. Super commits his BKB. Matu jumped in early. Now he's going to get out fast as the Swarm keeps him in position. They're going to glimpse him back, but into what? Not a whole lot. He's got the BKB, and he doesn't have to use it. So Liquid will disengage.
Yeah, BKB from Death Prophet. Okay to keep him alive. If they'd used Exorcism and gotten nothing, it would have probably been a bigger loss for them.
Well, fortunately, he couldn't waste it because it was on cooldown.
Yep.
So.
See what comes next for DDC. The Aghanim Scepter. He went for a Yules this game. I think an item he may be regretting and just wishing he'd gone straight for the Ags once again, because you need to be able to counter items like the Anti-Mage BKB.
I don't know if we've seen the Yules really do much at all. I can't recall a big Yules play in any of these team fights.
Not much for him. I think it's fine for the Earth Spirit.
Set up for Static Storm, buy time in a split push scenario, perhaps.
but
Oh. Glimpse back, but not too. Still going to be just fine.
Liquid still 5 heroes up here. I think they...
You can feel the urgency again, though. Like, LFY are like, we have to get a pick. We have to force fights. We have to do this. And like, we're like, we just have to avoid. We just have to calm down, slow down, take it easy.
They want to perhaps jump atop. Monet needs to be careful.
Oh, he gets caught. The punch to start, the stomp to follow. The lockdown's there, but the roll comes through, and Apu unloads the Magnetize on Kuro and Mind Control. Beautiful split earth follow-up, but do they have the burst to finish them off? Meanwhile, on the back lines, DDC is going to wait this thing out. Matu's been locked in position. He already committed the BKB. He's going to be silenced, controlled. Can he be finished? He will. LFY get it done. 3 drop for Liquid, and now Miracle. It's rat time. Shows himself mid, unloads the meatball.
Didn't even have to use an exorcism. That's like a dream scenario for them. Well, they win that fight. Did such a good job hiding around the Anti-Mage's BKB. I mean, he didn't have Manta Style as well. Like, once that ends, it was just like, well, there goes any kind of defensive capabilities for Anti-Mage.
You know, we questioned the Yule's gods, and then immediately after that, he made a play with it. So, LFY finding that fresh momentum here. There's an Anti-Mage buyback. There will be a Stampede soon. There will be a Monovoid soon. But forcing this 40-second buyback could be huge. Miracle, he'll try to buy time for his old friend Matu as LFY close in. They will commit the exorcism. They charge forward with Monet, and it's upwards and onwards. To the high ground they go. They force the buyback, and they regroup.
Super's
but
pretty
they
low
don't
on mana. He's
back
got to be careful.
fully. He does have BKB. So,
and Exorcism.
and
Linkage, yeah,
so much of this coming down to timing. Tough to break this, and also get the Monovoid off quickly.
Looks like they're going to respect and just appreciate that they just forced an Anti-Mage buyback. They want to play fast tempo and under a bit of pressure to end this game and not go late game, but they can also know that one Anti-Mage kill could be all that will decide this game now with the buyback on cooldown.
It felt like he could have waited a bit more there. Probably would have been forced to buyback, but Death Prophet was not on high ground, wasn't hitting the tier 3 just yet. So LFY kind of got it without a big commitment there.
So next Roshan in the next 3.5 minutes or so. Earliest.
Already that dire scan being used.
Minimum 30 seconds from now, but could be upwards.
With AM not having buyback, stealing the Roche becomes a huge priority for Liquid.
Yep. There'll be a small window where Death Prophet won't have ultimate, where Roche could be up. But I've seen this Death Prophet be effective for the control of the silences even without ultimate.
She's a meat shield too. Yeah. Pretty tanky. 2,500 health.
Very fast too. This plus 50 movement speed at level 20 is pretty amazing on the hero.
Like Matu, no buyback available. He does get boulder smashed. Has the BKB.
Gonna force out a BKB there.
Gotta be careful though. Oof.
Liquid grouped up around their observer. They want to fight around their vision advantage.
They're going to make their move, jumping forward onto Afu, who's been a real
nice
pain
heals
in the rear all game long. Matu committing the BKB. Who's he going to get killed off at this time? The Monovoid's blown on Afu. He doesn't get the kill yet on Mind Control. On the run, this Death Prophet hits too hard. Sucks the life out of him. Finishes him off, and now GH is going to be next. That's 2 down. They've gotten nothing out of this fight. And GH...
dieback, I think? I mean, he bought back early. It's still only 60 seconds, not the end of the world. Gem lost by Kuro. I believe that was on the Centaur. It's a pretty big swing losing that gem at this point. They struggle to deal with the Weaver. Gives a tool to the Dire team. Oh, they already had a gem anyways, but hey, either way, no harm in having a second. And
Matu, that big gold advantage he had accrued, he was up by like 4 to 5k almost, I want to say, before the death and the buyback, and that's all gone now. God, this Weaver is dead even with him.
This Weaver is scaled incredibly well to the late game. I love the way he's itemized and just he's always present in the fights, dishing out a lot of damage. And this game is getting very difficult for Liquid. The high ground push is coming. They've got Exorcism. They're winning these fights without Exorcism. That's what's most impressive about how they execute and play. That was very poorly played by Matu in that fight. He went on a target that they couldn't really kill because of the Yules. Then he rolled away. Mana Void didn't kill him off. That was way too many spells thrown at an Earth Spirit.
Super drops the Exorcism and dares Liquid to take the fight. This could mean a lost fight for LFY, and they won't have anything to deal with the potential Roche engagement, but Super's going to drop instantly, deleted from the fight. Now it's all up to Monet. Does he have the firepower to get the job done? He tries to scurry backwards. Enchantress laying into the backlines here. Now Matu sees his opportunity. Lunging forward, gets onto the Disruptor. However, the Earth Splitter deletes him. He's out for 100 seconds. Elder Titan finally showing up. A Monet making true art of this Liquid slaughterhouse. Now Afu rolls forward. He's been the hero all game with so many great initiations. Does it again. LGD FY make it 5. Closing in on a 2-0 start in the groups. Salvaging this game when it just started to look a little bleak, and now, gods, it's probably just straight on to Megas. They could honestly just thrown it.
ET just did 5.2. He did more damage than Weaver. 5.2k damage. Massive Earth Splitter. And he got so much right-click damage out as well. This build of his is very tanky, very good at getting in your face, and he hit so many heroes with the Astral Spirit that he just started pounding away on any target he could find. He was right-clicking Antimage for like 300-400 damage. That was nuts, and that
Elder Titan, the hero of the series, it feels like. Because, hey, last game, that it was great with the Zeus as a Terrorblade combo, or anti-Terrorblade extermination squad, I guess you would say. But this game, very different style of Elder Titan, running him as an off-laner, farming a lot, itemizing a little bit greedier, but it pays off. And the Hex has been picked up now. He's been an impossible to kill meat shield for most of the game.
Yeah, he's been gotten very fun. Perhaps being a bit playing a bit too much solo this game, but the hero itself has been fantastic. And with this Aegis and Cheese, that could just be almost game over for Liquid. They're going to have to somehow defend and fight into this one. And I don't know how they're going to do it. Death Prophet probably takes the Aegis. Yeah, even though you don't respawn with the Exorcism, I think it's just worth it because the way you defend high ground is you jump the Death Prophet during Exorcism, burst her down, take it out of the picture, but LFY will just win the team fight. If Super has a second life, even without the ultimate, just Spirit Siphon, silences, it's going to be enough to make sure that LFY can come out on top, most likely.
It's not often you see a Miracle a Miracle Invoker, or really just any anti-mage at 43 minutes, at least leading to net worth, even if they're still struggling to win fights. But it's Monet.
You don't pick anti-mage with Invoker. That's definitely the moral of the story for me.
It wasn't even that great of an anti-mage game as far as like Mana Void targets, but hold that thought. Here comes the fight. It starts with a boulder smash, a real beauty from Afu trying to lock them down. Monet stands his ground, has the cheese available with the BKB, and Matumba Man is not getting the job done in these fights. He's got to run away.
Oh, Miracle. TP
he flicked off to the left. Meanwhile, Miracle on the retreat as well, supercharging, and they can honestly just ignore kills and go for throne, but no, Miracle will be killed off first, out for 80. Next on the list is Matu that goes into him. He's got to blink his way back. LFY, no man left standing. It's only the fountain where he's safe, and Liquid will tap out. LFY continue their onslaught here in Epicenter. 2-0 to start the groups, and they've taken down arguably two of the tougher teams in this group, gods.
Yeah, that was a fantastic start for LFY's group stage. They are looking like a strategically sound team. They've had some great drafts. They've had some massive upsets, and some of the individual play. We've seen Afu really step it up. I mean, he was definitely the playmaker, one of the 2 stars, I'd say, on the old